I know many of you guys watching in the real estate space are very interested in figuring out a way to have a luxury design, brand design that looks very sleek and sexy. And that is Joy's expertise. So I wanted to really pick her brain for you guys and try to give her give you guys some perspective in terms of the way that she thinks and she approaches luxury design and really building out brands. So Joy, welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming on today. And I want to kick off the show really with this question. I want to hear from you right off the bat. Tell me, what do you think makes a brand look luxury? What is up, everybody out there, all in real estate land? Emmanuel here back again. And today I have a very special guest with us. Her name is Joy. She is the owner, founder, CEO of NAO Designs. She is a brand developer, brand strategist, creative director, extraordinaire graphic designer, exceptional expert. And she specifically specializes in luxury design. Now, I had her come on today simply because I know many of you guys watching in the real estate space are very interested in figuring out a way to have a luxury design, brand design that looks very sleek and sexy. And that is Joy's expertise. So I wanted to really pick her brain for you guys and try to give her give you guys some perspective in terms of the way that she thinks and she approaches luxury design and really building out brands. So Joy, welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming on today. And I want to kick off the show really with this question. I want to hear from you right off the bat. Tell me, what do you think makes a brand look luxury? And by the way, I know that was long-winded. Go ham on me, whatever you'd like.
No, that's okay. So to me, luxury brands are ones who, they dedicate themselves and they're super focused in creating a unique and almost a very exclusive experience for their clients and within their business. So those are ones who like they care not only with the physical touch points in their business, they're also looking to enhance their business, the inside of their business as well. So it's all about, to me, it's all about the experience. So if they're doing the outside, if they're doing luxury touch points, so it's the way they're coming across professionally on things like their website or even an an application design. If they're looking to do, like with my clients, we work in the beauty industry, so a lot of them want like boutique bags and boxes. Some of them are even trainers in their academy side, so they want to enhance their client experience. They don't necessarily, if they're coming off luxury, they don't want to provide a DIY looking student manual. They want something that looks. If they're charging premium prices, like the type of experience should be premium too, and the
Yeah,
quality that they're getting with their booklets, with the supplies that they're handing to them, it should feel luxury too. You don't want to obviously cheapen the experience for them.
definitely.
So those are the clients I'm working with. They're looking to enhance that experience. They're looking to raise their prices and also not be embarrassed with what they're offering too. Um,
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for so much for sharing that and clarifying. Do you think that there's a certain, like whenever I'm approached by an agent that says, "Hey, I want a luxury website," right? Or just in general, when anyone approaches me and says, "Hey, I want it to look very chic and very luxury." Is there like any particular thing that you kind of gravitate toward, maybe with a color scheme or a font style that you feel that would resemble luxury, or is it a combination of how you approach the different colors and font styles and logos? Maybe is there like a certain thing that you look for that when you see it, you're like, okay, this is what's gonna synthesize the meaning of luxury for a client.
yeah. So to me, also as a designer, as
Mhm.
a client, when they come to me and they explain to me what luxury is, Emmanuel, you just threw out some words like chic and
Yeah,
these terms, but luxury is very subjective. And my
100%.
perspective can be totally different from what this client has in mind. But I really have to dial back, and I'm like, before we even start considering fonts and colors, because most of the clients they forget the fact that we're not designing for us. You know, the
Oh
business
yeah.
owner shouldn't be designing for themselves. They're supposed to design to appeal to the right market, to the right clientele. So if some of them come at me and they want to use like pink, but yet they're very bold or very strong, and they want to use like blush pinks, and I'm like, okay, we need to remember, those who are strong and they want professionalism. Like we got to consider some color theory behind that, some color
Mhm.
psychology to make sense for them. I understand you love this, but you're going to be probably attracting like sweeter
Mhm.
clientele versus the stronger clientele. So again, I have to take them through this process, and I always tell them we have to design with intent. Some designers will talk about like, oh, I need to find some inspiration and then I can create a mood board, for example. I don't like working that way. In order for me to find inspiration, I need to have a purpose for designing. I need to have intention when I'm going with design. So after I take my clients through intentional creative process, then inspiration starts to come up. Then we start to get inspired and think about like, how does a luxury brand look like with with those keywords in mind, those big keywords for that brand strategy, that we just worked with. Then we start to unfold and we start to discover. We do some exercises with typography and like, okay, so these are more bolder, these are more serifs, these are more progressive looking fonts. These are old style fonts. Like, how do you want to come off? If you're looking for an older clientele, you might want to use these types of fonts. Um, Maybe if you're looking for an older generation, you probably want to have deep contrast because maybe they have a harder time seeing things. So you need to kind of consider that as well. So again, before we get into like the fancy fonts and the colors and the logos, we need to understand what the intention is before we start, uncovering all of that.
Oh my god. I love that you said that because I think many times most people just get caught up with making a logo look fancy or the font style that they want to choose. But the reality is, and I think you said it, you gotta take a step back. Fundamentally, you need to know who you're designing for. And you're absolutely right. Man, you're talking my love language right now because that's exactly it. That's the same methodology that I like to preach to people. Like before even starting to talk about brand strategy or a website, like I got to know who you are and who you serve. So I'm glad we're talking on the same page there. So can you maybe dissect to me or explain to me what is the approach? Like if someone were to go to you and say, like, hey, I need you to help me build my brand. What's the if font and color isn't the first step, what really is the first step for you in your approach?
For me, it's defining the brand. So we need to understand, um, for again, I'm going to design with passion. I need to work with clients who are going to align with me and also
Mhm.
be in this with me passionately. If obviously they're going to be passionate about their business, so I need to understand the brand's mission. I need to understand the brand's purpose. I also talk about, um, what's I do an exercise where I tell them, so like if there's an evil and you're the superhero, what is your mission in this world? How are you trying to get rid of this evil? What is this
Ooh,
evil?
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
I
borrow that one from you, by the way. I'll make sure you
yeah,
I'll give you a shout.
go ahead. So I help them really unfold, and I tried to help them get really confident, and really we do some keyword search, and I tell them like to really narrow it down to 5 keywords. And at this point they get really, really focused. So before we do any design work, it's more about getting super focused in who you stand for. What's your mission? What are your key words? What are your values? What are your principles in your
Uh-huh.
business? You've probably at this point wanting to please others, don't have a good understanding of who you are, what this brand's persona is. So we really need to narrow that down. Because guess
Mhm.
what? The marketplace is huge. It's super saturated. But you're at a point now where like, hey, you got clientele, you're super successful. Now it's time for you to take control and be in control of your business and your brand. And now like, hey, I want to attract these people. I want to weed out the wrong clientele. And I only want to work with this market. And you know what? Hey, there's some people that you're not going to probably attract, and that's okay. You've done your job. You've weeded them out. Now you can work with this specific group and dial that in. Then we can talk about, hey, your content creation is literally focused on your brand's mission, on your brand's values. Your colors, your whole identity work is going to reflect that. So to me, it's about getting super focused before any design creative process.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. And I think you're speaking. I think you're speaking to a lot of people right now because I think most people just want to jump into, sell, 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 and not realize that fundamentally you need to start with the foundation pieces. You mentioned stuff. It's so funny because I mean we're part of the same kind of like mastermind consulting group. By the way, I see you, Greg. Alt Agency. Quick shout out for introducing me to Joy. Um, but like what we in that process of really developing a brand, we know that foundationally you need to figure out who you are, what your mission is, what purpose do you serve, and what value do you bring to the market. And then from there, you can really start deriving how to build out the brand. I'm wondering, so let's say we've already kind of weeded out the mission, your core values, who you serve. What's the next step? I know that in your process, you like building out like stylescapes, like brand stylescapes and stuff like that. Can you kind of let the people know like what exactly is that? Because I'll tell you right now, the majority of people watching this, mostly real estate agents, are not very familiar with the design theory and design methodology that both you and I have kind of immersed ourselves with. So if you can break it down to someone that doesn't understand what that is, can you kind of simplify it and kind of explain the process?
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
We're not mind readers. So we
Yes.
need to extract your vision. If
Uh-huh.
you want to talk with your designer, we're very visual people already. So I take them through stylescapes. In my case, we create mood boards. After all those exercises, that I just discussed right now with my client, then we create, you can call it a vision board and mood board, but now it's like very dialed in. So we create a mood board with inspiration for colors. We take inspiration for, I even have my clients do luxury architecture design. I tell them go look at some beautiful architecture design because you might get influence of creating a luxury space for your new studio or salon. Add that in there. Your ideal clientele, how do they look like? Are they traveling? Are they on boats and yachts and all that? Include that in there so that when you're working with your design team, we're all on the same page. You're
Mm-hmm.
describing those keywords. You're describing this mood, this feel that you want. You're talking about the clientele. All of that again, because we're visual people. When you present that to us, it's like, oh, we get really inspired. Like I was just saying, Emmanuel, we get inspiration from there, right? Now we're going to, and it's a very clear inspiration. It's not like, oh, I'm like grabbing things out of the air. Like this
Yeah.
is a very focused inspiration. Um, so that's, I guess, my methodology.
Gotcha. And the process of making a mood board, like, is it like, are you essentially just saying, "Hey, go out on Google and find a whole bunch of pictures," and then and then what you do is you take all those pictures and try to synthesize like the vision of it from that? Is that the process?
So, I mean, they could go through Google. I do teach them to do some specific keywords to
Uh,
find luxury brands and to find it in specific places. So if they're looking, the thing is, if you go on Google, you're gonna, it's kind of messy and unorganized.
mhm.
If you use like proper keyword searches in places like Behance, where it's very professional
Yeah.
projects by big brand agencies, you'll stay focused and finding inspiration on like a proper project build out versus something on Google where like everyone's just kind of throwing anything on there. So yeah, I tell them to go usually on Pinterest because Pinterest is a platform where everything's very visual and you're pinning
Uh,
obviously based on the first thing that you're liking. And so I do recommend places like Pinterest, Behance, and even like dribble.com if they're looking for like really enhanced web applications. So I go
uh,
through there and I just kind of show them some keywords. Obviously use luxury logos, architectural design, packaging design. Some people forget about that. I'm like, hey, you need to consider some packaging design. Type in packaging design because that's part of your brand build out that you're going to do.
oh,
So
yeah, definitely. No, you're absolutely right because as I go through my process and as you're talking, you're just like giving me a whole bunch of really great ideas of like your brand isn't just the logo. Your brand, I mean, in the case of real estate, it's like your for sale sign, your business cards, any swag that you give off. That is your brand, and that all needs to relay that same message of feeling and being luxury.
mhm.
But I love the fact that you said don't look at Google. Like it's just not organized.
No.
Behance, Dribble, Pinterest. I love it. I dig it. And coincidentally, like you said, it's the algorithm. Like the more you pin in Pinterest, the more you'll be exposed to different things that kind of resemble the direction that you're looking for. So, yeah, definitely good advice for that. Now, I'm wondering, after the mood board, what's the next step? Is it the logo, or are we starting to talk typography?
We are actually okay. So before we've created the mood board, we've done color exploration,
Oh,
typography
okay. I missed
exploration,
a
and
step.
logo
Sorry.
exploration. No, that's
Yeah.
okay. And then we start creating a mood board. And then what I'm helping my clients do is create a proper, you can call it brand booklet, a creative brief.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so they get organized with their thoughts. They have a proper presentation so that they can deliver on to a hopefully a brand designer, not a graphic designer,
Hmm.
some type of designer, a specific brand designer that knows how to read these types of brand booklets or creative um, um, worksheets
Yeah.
and take that and actually create a brand identity. So your logos, like fine tuning your typography, fine tuning your patterns, any favicons, any pattern work that goes specifically for this brand identity build out. Um, I'm going to dial it back
Yeah.
because you were talking about the real estate agent market, and I've worked and I actually have one client who is in real estate, and I'm here in
Uh-huh.
Vegas. Here
Yeah.
in this here it's in this town, it's all about marketing yourself.
Oh,
It
yeah.
billboards, I see a lot of and if you're not in it, you're just losing out. You're gonna like lose out on this in this competition here. But
Mhm.
real estate agents here are always putting stuff on billboards. They're putting stuff inside like casinos and gyms. So flyers, banners, radio ads, digital ads. Um, because I work with a media buyer that works for this specific real estate firm, and again, imagine having to deal with creative direction to all of these places. So if you have to
Yeah.
go get billboards done, if you need to go get digital banners done, and each of them all have a designer in house, and it is so frustrating to have to like do revisions for every single little thing. Like, do you really, as as the owner of your business, want to spend time on something that was like could have been dealt with a long time ago? If you can literally just hand your brand document to each firm, or even you have your in-house marketing team or your in-house dedicated designer take care of all of that for you, and it always stays consistent. The fonts are always the same. You always know the colors are always the same. You always know that they're not going to break your logo by stretching it or doing some weird thing to it because they're properly scaling it because due to the rules of your brand book. So
Yeah.
that I mean, uh, people forget about the fact that it saves time as
Oh, yeah.
well when you're working, because hey, that's part of business. Marketing and advertising is a big part of your business, and you need to stay consistent. You need to create brand loyalty. You need to create brand awareness. You might not think it's important, but hey, people are scrolling through these things so fast. They need to be easily able to recognize you.
Oh,
um,
100%.
yeah.
100%. And so you said something that document. I like to refer to it as a style guide. I've seen it referred to as a brand Bible. Like, you mind if we go deep into that a little bit more? Because not a lot of people understand what it is and what's inside of it. So I guess let me ask you this question: what do you consider is the key components of really what's within this document, this brand style guide, this document for that you can simply hand to a designer and they'll know exactly what to do with it?
Right. So I always kind of like to refer to it as like your business plan. So, like, if you were to show that to a group of investors, you can clearly talk about your business plan, right?
Yeah.
In your business, if you had a marketing team, you can talk to them about your style guide.
Mhm.
I'm not going to dive into like the brand itself and the culture that you need to obviously build within your inside your team. But
Oh
if we're
yeah.
going to the identity side, the visual identity side, so if you were to present this to your marketing and design team, you have a style guide that clearly states the your logos, your whole logo architecture system. I call it logo architecture system because you're not supposed to be only working with one logo. It's
Mhm.
supposed to You're supposed to have a variation of logos to fit in obviously in different landscapes. Then you have information on the color codes, specific color codes for your brand, because hey, things don't on digital side they're using different codes versus getting things printed. It just We're not going
Yeah.
to get technical here, but things
Two
just
different
look
things.
differently. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, please. Like,
Technology.
we can get technical because you what you're saying right now is resonating at least so much with me. And by the way, this is like this conversation strictly for selfish purposes because I really wanted to like learn about your process. Um, but that being said, like You're absolutely right.
Yeah, like
Print, digital, two different colors. But anyways, I digress. Continue on. Didn't mean to interrupt.
and it's like, okay, well, you have this color code, and like, so a print shop comes to you, and it's like, okay, you have your brand colors. Yeah, yeah, I have my brand colors. Okay, can you tell me the CMYK code for that so we can match it up? And it's uh, like, why? Why are you staying stuck right there? It should be built out. Like your proper business should be built out. How do you think franchisees work? How do they make it look consistent when they're franchising and creating all these other buildings? Because they have all of this set up. It's just very easy to pass that along. So yeah, you have color codes, and you have any custom pattern work, like in my case, luxury brands for beauty industries. They have
Yeah.
pattern work for their tissue paper or for like their packaging design. Then we consider things. What else is it? That logos, patterns, fonts.
Color.
Um,
Yeah, you said colors. I think well the
I
other
think.
identity pieces, like I mean, would you even go as far as to say like Instagram posts and things like that too? Like that all kind of
Uh-huh.
like has its
Banner.
own unique look.
Yeah, and visual photography. That's what I meant
Yeah.
to say. Visual
Oh, okay. Yeah.
photography too. That
Mhm.
tone needs to make sense with the brand, your whole brand identity guides too. Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, just you're my friend on Instagram and I see all the stuff you post and you kill it. But I think the big thing that I always know it's you when I'm scrolling with my thumb through my Instagram feed because I immediately know like I recognize your fonts, I recognize your colors, so I immediately know it's you without actually seeing your face or seeing your logo, which I think is the main key that if more than anything, we need to try to relay to the people. It's like uh your brand is more than your face. Your brand is more than your logo. Your brand is the feeling you get when you see a piece of marketing. And that's how I feel whenever I look at your stuff or whenever I pass your stuff just perusing Facebook or Instagram. So
And
uh
it's very easy,
yeah,
right? So you catch it. So I have like a couple of seconds to grab your attention.
yeah.
And there's that second part of branding. Then I have to produce really great content,
Oh yeah.
what I speak about and all of that. So that's great. I caught your attention very quickly because hey, it's Joy, and
Mhm.
I'm producing really good content based on my branding and my servicing my product. It's very easy for you to kind of start reading that because I've already grabbed your attention. So people kind of forget about that.
Oh no,
You
definitely.
see
By
the
the way,
value.
there's a siren going by going by me right now. So for those of you watching, sorry about that. I'm gonna cut this part out real quick. All right, we're good. Back to
That's
the
why I'm
convo.
here.
Oh, you didn't hear it? All right.
No, I
Well,
didn't hear it.
I'm just gonna speed up that part of the video then. All right. I want to talk and kind of bring this back full circle because you just dropped a ton of knowledge that like is just so vital and valuable. But at the end of the day, a lot of times, how can I put this? People think luxury is an objective thing and it can be clearly defined by a look and a feel. Like, and they immediately, and that's really what's in their head, but not realizing, well, luxury is actually subjective. So I want to know, like, and really to bring this conversation full circle, like, how do you approach someone that says, I want something luxury, but doesn't really know what luxury is?
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I always give examples like if you were to walk into like a Louis Vuitton store versus like a Walmart.
Okay.
Okay, so if you think about luxury, obviously you can tell which one's more luxury, but why though?
Yeah.
And with Louis Vuitton, there's this exclusivity factor when you're walking in there, and they're tying in all these elements of probably how the store is going to smell, how
Mhm.
their client, like, I'm sorry, how their employees are interacting with you. You get treated very well. You feel like a queen when you walk in there. And then when you're leaving and you're going home and you're opening up your package, it just feels like they really took care of you. So, and if you go to somewhere like Walmart where you're just getting like a bag, you're literally just getting a
Yeah.
bag. There's no special treatment, there's nothing special. It wasn't really focused on you. They're just really focused on, making sure you can find the product that you need and then, move on along your way.
Yeah.
So, again, luxury is very subjective. So, again, it all to me stems from your values, so if you're who knows, maybe you're a very spiritual person. So how
Mm,
can you put luxury and spirit, very spiritual together? Like, you have to consider, like, okay, what were the times that I didn't feel like this? Supposedly this brand said that they were luxury, they were very spiritual, but they didn't treat me right. I didn't
yeah.
like the way when I walked in from the moment that I walked out. And then you got to consider, like, hey, there's some values that I want to bring into my brand to create this luxury experience, because you want, like you said, you want something that's going to be like a long last, you want to leave a long lasting impression for them, so that it was very unique. Again, it was very exclusive. It's something that they're gonna go ahead and refer other people to, and you know that's how you build your own version of luxury. But you have to set standards. You have to follow through. You need to be consistent, and define that for yourself. Define that for your community. Because yeah, I mean, we can create multiple types of luxury experiences, and ultimately it's like, how do you want to be treated, and can you continue to pass that on with your clients?
Oh
Sorry.
my God. You are killing it right now. And you know what? What's so funny about this conversation and what you just said is that it goes beyond a logo. Like luxury is 100% beyond a logo. It's beyond a font. It's beyond a color. And I think that's probably one of the biggest takeaways or aha moments that I selfishly took from this conversation is that luxury is an experience. It's not a look. It's not something visual. It's something that you immerse yourself in. And that's what really defines what makes a brand luxury. Like agree, disagree? Am I hitting it like on the
Yes,
nail?
yes. I mean, that's what is going to set us apart today, is
Yeah.
immersive experiences. We're Yeah, if you want to make a
Yeah.
true connection, it is all about creating an experience.
Exactly. I remember I mean, we both follow Chris Do. I remember I was watching one of his videos and he said something like, people don't remember the transaction, they remember the experience. And in this particular case, specifically for luxury, it's not about, for agents, it's not about the transaction of the home. It's about the experience that that person had with you and your brand. Was it something that was left as like a very high touch, very white glove, very concierge moment, or was it kind of like you said, a Walmart, like get in, get out? Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna just assembly line this, and you just once you're in, once you're out, next person in line, keep it going.
right.
But yeah, that's dude, that's awesome. All right, I appreciate you having on. You better appreciate you coming on, I should say. You better believe I'm going to have you back because I actually want to dig into this whole idea of user experience because that is not talked about enough yet. So, really, to wrap things up, where can the people find you? And do you have some last message for everybody watching?
You guys can definitely find me at www.nowdesignsjv.com. And if you want to get to know me and see, how I work behind the scenes, and how passion driven I am to create luxury brands, you can follow me on my personal Instagram page at joy.v.designs.
Yes, and that's now NAO, not NOW.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
NAO.
Exactly. I'm going to leave the link in the description below as well. And I highly recommend that if you enjoy this video and you want to talk shop, Joy, they're okay to reach out to you, right? Like you're not like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. I only do like makeup. Like you're okay with people reaching out and picking your brain, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love having conversations. Like I said, my page is very personable. I love, like, just like you do, Emmanuel, just give tips and have discussions. Because it is social media, so we should be
Of course.
be socially active in there and socially engaging. But I will have to say, you know, I am in a specific market. I definitely am doing it in the beauty brand, and I'm very passionate. I love it there. But if they do have really big concerns, or because the thing is, I always like to work with people who specialize in a specific market, in a specific niche, and I'm not a real estate expert. So
Oh, definitely.
if you have real estate needs and really want to break down your brand for real estate business, go with Emmanuel. Okay. Because he'll tell
Appreciate that.
you things, because Yeah, because beauty brands are totally different from real estate. So if you want to break down your brand in the real estate market, please go with Emmanuel.
Yeah, but on top of that,
Yeah.
no, I was gonna add because I do have a couple agents that also do stuff in the really in the perma makeup community. So hey, like, um, if you can
Oh, yeah,
blend the
check.
two, let's get me and Joy to collabo on your brand, and
There
that'd
we
be
go.
super awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, you guys know the deal. Make sure you click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you can appease the YouTube gods, aka the algorithm, and continue to support great content just like this. Thank you so much, Joy. I appreciate appreciate having you on, and you will be back very, very soon. Don't worry, everybody. She will be. And yeah, thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week.